Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Houston Rockets have signed Ricky Counsil V to a contract, bringing in Ricky Counsil, the former Philadelphia 76er, in. Now, the Rockets have signed 5 players today, but all 5 of these players are for the Houston Rockets G League squad. All 5 of these players have been signed to an Exhibit 10 contracts and then immediately waived. Although, 2 of the guys, Daishen Nix and Caleb McConnell, who Daishen Nix is a guy who spent 2 seasons with the Rockets, was absolutely horrendous with the Rockets, one of the worst Rocket players I've ever seen. Went to Minnesota, looked decent in Minnesota, looked a lot better in Minnesota than he did with Houston, but more importantly, looked really good with Minnesota's G League squad. And then Caleb McConnell's never played an NBA game, but he, with Rutgers, played 5 years with Rutgers and was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, and also 2-time All-Defensive Team for Big Ten. He has had preseason stints with the Hornets and the Thunder. So, him and Knicks have already been waived, but then you've got others like Ricky Counsil V, who spent time with Philadelphia last year, Vernon Carey Jr., who spent time with the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards, but has not been in the NBA since the 2022-23 season. Those guys, they're not getting waived until a couple days. Also, Tyrese Hunter as well, averaged 14 points per game with Memphis last year. The college basketball team spent 2 years with the Texas Longhorns. Hunter, Counsil, and Carey are not getting cut yet, but it will be happening in the next day or two for the Houston Rockets. But Ricky Counsil Jr. had some decent moments with the Philadelphia 76ers last year. It wasn't all great, but he's 24 years old. I think the one thing I liked about him, I noticed much, is he's a decent dunker. He's got some hops on him. But he averaged 7 points per game last year, 7 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game with Philadelphia. The shooting percentages were terrible, though. That was not good, but he's got some young potential. Look, I know none of these signings are really for the Houston Rockets. I mean, these are guys that are connected to the Houston Rockets. They are connected to the Houston Rockets organization since they are playing for the Rockets G League squad. So maybe if the Rockets ever like what they are seeing from any of these guys, they could potentially sign them to 2-way contracts if they want to, potentially. So that's the good thing, is like these guys can be brought back in, right? If just for instance, Ricky Counsil Jr. just balling out in the preseason, the Rockets can waive one of their 2-way contract players and sign Ricky Counsil Jr. to a 2-way contract if they want to. So that's the good thing about having all these guys so close by in the organization. But I think there's so much talent in the Rockets G League squad. You've got Ricky Counsil Jr. who had some decent play with Philadelphia last year. You've got Vernon Carey Jr., who's got some NBA time in him with the Washington Wizards. Has averaged 18 points per game over his time in the G League when he was in the NBA. Tyrese Hunter was great last year at Memphis in college basketball. You've got some good defense with Caleb McConnell. You've got, there's some good players. Daishen Nix, I know he sucked with the Rockets, but he's a good guy to have on the G League. He with Minnesota's G League squad was balling out. So, and then you've got the fact that the Rockets have some of their own 2-way contract guys that are actually signed to 2-way contracts who have really impressed. J.D. Davison is a really good player. He showed a lot of good things through the preseason, as well as Isaiah Crawford as well for the Houston Rockets. You guys let me know your thoughts on this signing for the Rockets in the comment section, and peace out.